It's August, year of our Lord 2019, and Clownworld continues. Polarisation and violence appear to be escalating in the US and the rest of the West. Liberty protests grip Hong Kong. Britain and Ireland are still soy-ridden nightmares. The system is lashing out. There are calls for censorship, crackdowns on dissident voices, and some want to drag us into a world war. The more people speak out, the more they are slandered and attacked. Those who desperately want to hide the truth try all they can to silence it wherever it might be spoken or spread. The Clownworld meme is the meme of our time. It summarises the inverted, satanic reality we live in while pointing out its absurdity. Hong Kong. Where once doing what was best for our families, the community, and the extension of these units, the nation, were in the front of our mind and in all our actions, now people worship drugs, alcohol, and base pleasure. They live for the party rather than a meaningful life. This sorry state of affairs isn't new in history. Many civilizations have gone through the same cycle of growth and degeneracy. A small tribe with strong familial ties founded the city of Rome. It grew through dedication to family and the father through a system known as paterfamilias. Everyone served their own people and knew what it meant to be a Roman. Her citizens grew wealthy and fat. The government cowed them with games and bread handouts, the original bread and circuses. Rome died a bureaucratic, corrupt, multicultural shadow of its former self. But it did leave us with an even greater legacy than the lessons of imperial rise and decline. It left us Christianity. This new religion spread throughout the empire, and along with the spirit of the European man, paved the way for the greatest civilization to ever exist. It shaped who we are as Western people. It taught us the true way to conduct ourselves in the world to ensure long-term success in the eyes of God. Europe grew prosperous and successful. European men discovered the entire world. We looked out into space and asked what might be beyond that. Christianity shaped who we are as European men and women. It grew us into the people that we are today, and almost certainly altered the DNA of dozens of generations. The marks of our Christian history are all around us, but so many have forgotten what it means to be truly Christian. They'd been led off the path by false prophets and liars, people uninterested in spreading the true word of Christ and the Bible. These so-called Christians preach tolerance of things that no Christian should ever tolerate, and for the last 50 years, the West has experienced a steep decline, likely as a direct result. It can seem like there's no hope. Some might want to take matters into their own hands. They might want to hurt others in order to get their point across and to make them listen. But senseless violence is not the way to fight the beast that controls us. There will be no salvation in that, because it's the game of the enemy, the real enemy, the one we are all truly fighting. This enemy is pure evil. It hates human liberty. It wants us dead or slaves. It feeds off our base emotions like fear and anxiety. It spreads its message through lies. It plays its games from the shadows, behind closed doors, in secret. It hides all its mistakes as best it can. It's ruthless and won't stop until it has what it wants. The total enslavement of us all. This enemy controls much of the world, for now, but knows the fight isn't quite over, so it lashes out through its agents and soldiers whenever challenged. It calls for censorship, it points the finger, and it attempts to divide us to get us fighting each other and distracted from what it fears the most: the uncensored truth. It needs to suppress the truth, because if the masses truly understood what was going on, they'd never accept it for a second. It needs to suppress the truth because when people speak truthfully, this resonates, and what the enemy cannot have is a grand movement united against it, fighting for the truth and for human freedom. There is good news. The enemy fights in vain. Nothing can stop what's going to come, not even it can control nature, despite its very best efforts. The truth is out, sun is shining on areas previously hidden by shadows, and it's only a matter of time until the enemy's house of cards collapses. Soon, the natural order will restore itself, and there is one very simple reason for this. The natural order always restores itself. The further you pull it out of alignment, the stronger and more chaotic the restoration will ultimately be. What we are witnessing around the world is a grand awakening. People are finally, slowly waking up and realizing what's going on around them. Our reality, our conscious experience, is outside the natural order. It's outside what nature intends, and that means it's outside what God intends. We've lost touch with our own nature. That means we've lost touch with the Holy Creator. This is why we are witnessing the ultimate decline of the West. Thankfully, cracks are showing in the dam of the enemy's narrative. It's only a matter of time until it breaks and sweeps all before it. We have a choice in what we do now, as our actions determine our experience. We can't control the timeline, but we can prepare for the most likely future, one where the tyrannical system of international banks controlled by their satanic leadership totally collapses. That which cannot mathematically continue will not continue, and the global banking system is one big Ponzi house of cards built on lies, debt, and financial manipulation, all backed up by force. The system knows its days are numbered. It knows people are waking up. It knows it's only a matter of time until it loses all of its power once and for all. It will do everything it can to keep its hands on the levers of control. What we are witnessing is this realization of truth. The more the enemy lashes out, the more it wakes people up to its agenda, and the sooner the ultimate collapse will occur. The beast cannot prevent its own inevitable death, no matter what it does. Natural order will reassert itself. This is not a question of if, but when. The best and only thing we can do is understand this reality and prepare accordingly. I hope you enjoyed the video. Share the truth around, and I'll see ya when I see ya.
For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.